Japan is undoubtedly one of the most popular countries in the world. However, behind the curtain of distractions and apparent perfection, there is an unexplored side that goes unnoticed by the world. This dark side is full of social and cultural problems that deeply affect Japanese society. Get ready to discover the hidden face of one of the most interesting and curious countries in the world. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, as we release new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Welcome to the dark side of Japan. Japan is a nation of contrasts and fascinations. It hides a dark side that few dare to explore. While the bright lights of Tokyo's streets and the serenity of its gardens enchant, shadows silently extend, revealing a disconcerting reality that is almost invisible to society's eyes. Despite its apparent perfection, Japan is also a place where loneliness can consume the most fragile souls. This is perhaps one of the problems that most affects the population. Loneliness can be felt even in the midst of crowds, amidst the hustle and bustle that Japan generates. Many claim to feel completely alone and excluded from Japanese society. This loneliness can have various reasons and ends up affecting the lives of many people. In the midst of this almost invisible problem, a growing group of young people draws attention for their unusual behavior. These individuals voluntarily isolate themselves, locking themselves in their rooms and disconnecting from society. They are known as hikikomori, silenced voices of fear and anxiety that disappear within the crowds but isolate themselves from society throughout their lives. Hikikomori is a disorder that has been growing every year and has a very negative impact on Japanese society. Simply put, the word hikikomori means to withdraw or isolate oneself completely, and that is exactly what hikikomori individuals do. They isolate themselves completely from society and live with little or no contact with the outside world. In 1998, psychologist Tamaki Saito compared the behavior of this disorder to an endless adolescence and coined the term hikikomori. The book Hikikomori, An Endless Adolescence provides a detailed exploration of this problem and how it has existed for decades in Japanese society. In Chapter 10 of the book, the author discusses the sadness behind the violence in the domestic environment and states that a significant percentage of cases of social reclusion are accompanied by violent outbursts within the family. The issue of social reclusion, or hikikomori as it is known, goes beyond individuals who prefer to stay at home and avoid social interactions. It involves family, school, social pressure, and various other factors. For those who face this problem, their room becomes their whole world. People who suffer from hikikomori often spend their time exclusively with games and the internet, and their friendships are predominantly virtual, whether through social media or games. Loneliness is one of the main complaints among Japanese individuals dealing with this disorder. The problem can reach such severe levels that a person loses the strength even to perform basic activities, such as washing dishes or going to the market alone. The reality of the suffering caused by hikikomori often goes unnoticed and in silence. It is a serious problem that concerns both the local population and the government. However, effectively addressing hikikomori and charting a future for Japanese youth, who increasingly dedicate themselves to games and the virtual world at the expense of real life, are complex issues that cannot be answered here. An even greater concern in Japan is the extremely high number of suicide cases and mental health problems, especially among young people. In 2020, approximately 21,800 suicide cases were reported in the country, averaging 60 cases per day. These alarming numbers have shown a significant decrease of approximately 40% over the past 2 decades, largely due to the efforts of non-governmental organizations like LiveLink, established in 2004. However, the decline is still not sufficient, as cases of minors deciding to take their own lives continue to rise. The causes of this alarming number of cases and problems are diverse, but social pressure is identified as one of the main factors. Japanese society is known for its strong social pressure, and this has been associated with high suicide rates in the country. The relentless pursuit of success, a characteristic of Asian countries, along with the need to conform to social expectations and intense pressure to excel in various areas of life, puts a tremendous burden on individuals. In Japan, there is a strong emphasis on the concept of Gambaire, which refers to perseverance, hard work, and determination to overcome challenges. Although this dedication and perseverance are admirable in many aspects, they can also create an environment of extreme competition and unbearable stress. Social pressure in Japan is particularly felt in academic and professional realms. Students face intense competition to enter prestigious universities and subsequently the job market. The culture of overwork and long hours can be suffocating. The pursuit of perfection and the fear of failure become heavy burdens to carry. This constant pressure often leads to feelings of hopelessness and isolation. Individuals may feel incapable of meeting the expectations imposed upon them, resulting in feelings of inadequacy, loneliness, and helplessness. Unfortunately, for many, this extreme situation becomes unbearable, and taking their own lives seems to be the only way out. All of this social pressure, starting from schools and extending throughout the careers of Japanese individuals, can lead to gigantic levels of demand and stress, creating another serious problem, the infamous karoshi, which translates to death by overwork. In Japan, the idea of dying from overworking is real and more common than it may seem. Much of this culture of overwork arises precisely from the competition and rivalry to meet the aforementioned social standards. Hard work as a symbol of a Japanese citizen's work ethic began in the 1920s when the country underwent rapid industrialization and militarization. This idea was soon passed on to subsequent generations, who grew up hearing that their goal was to become a loyal and dedicated worker. This mentality created an extremely competitive educational system in Japan. Japanese society values such extreme dedication to work that many individuals find themselves trapped in a web of expectations and burdens. The commitment to work is so intense that workers are often compelled to stay beyond regular hours, taking unpaid overtime. This hard work mentality can lead to serious consequences for the physical and mental health of workers, including high levels of stress, exhaustion, and even severe illnesses. In addition to the problems faced by human beings, Japan's nature itself is relentless and unpredictable. Violent earthquakes shake the earth with alarming frequency, tsunamis engulf the coast with devastating fury, and dormant volcanoes awaken, releasing clouds of ash and chaos. A constant struggle between serene beauty and imminent destruction permeates the Japanese landscape due to its location in a region with disadvantageous geographical formation and intense seismic activity. Japan is considered a dangerous country to live in, as small tremors are part of the daily life of the Japanese. However, the country is prepared to deal with these events and is not easily shocked by them. For foreigners visiting for the first time, these weather events can be scary. Therefore, it is important to be aware of the small risks that exist in the country and be minimally prepared for unexpected events and possible natural phenomena. The situation with earthquakes in Japan and neighboring countries is somewhat more serious and concerning. Many researchers and scientists believe that there is a high likelihood of the country being hit by a major earthquake within the next 30 years, which could destroy a large part of the nation. According to estimates from the University of Tokyo in 2016, there is a 98% probability of this happening in the next 30 years, what they call the Great Kanto earthquake, in an area where the Japanese capital is located. The last major earthquake in this region was recorded in 1923, with a magnitude of 7.8, resulting in the death of over 140,000 people. Although this event is unknown to most Japanese, it left a mark on the country's history, and experts are concerned about the possibility of it happening again. Japan constantly lives with the hope that nothing will happen, but at the same time, it faces an imminent and almost predictable risk that something could happen at any moment. Therefore, Japan, along with several neighboring countries in Asia, lives on the edge of potential chaos. However, why is there no alarm or desperation from the population? The Japanese government, along with various institutions, has implemented a series of measures to prepare and effectively respond to these climate catastrophes. One of the main approaches is infrastructure planned for such situations. Japan has built advanced engineering structures such as buildings and bridges with high resistance to earthquakes and tsunamis, as well as massive anti-wave barriers and various other protective measures. As we delve into this unknown underworld of Japan, we discover more and more curious things about this incredible country. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the next videos that are playing on the final screen. Big hugs, and I hope to see you there.